We can do the impossible.
Flash! Let's do this one last time.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 9. And there we have it, guys. We finally got our first trailer for The Flash Season 9, and it's short, but showcases some very interesting stuff. Like, we get to see our first looks on new villains, more specifically who our new rogues are going to be. We do have some other like cool storyline teases as well, which we'll get into. We do have some Red Death related scenes to talk about, and we do have a hint to a specific returning character that you wouldn't have expected. It's very hard to point out, but if you compare it with previous shots in like previous seasons, then you could pretty much just make out what they're or who they're trying to bring back. And obviously, as I said, we'll get into that later on. But yeah, as I said, it's a short and sweet trailer, but you still feel the emotion, man. Like, the trailer still hit, and I can't wait to talk about it. So before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Okay, so in the very first shot of the trailer, we do have the shot of Barry looking outside the window, and he's in Star Labs, most specifically at the lounge. But he's looking out the window. As we can see, it's dark, but despite it being dark, we do have some, flickering red lightning in between. Now, we do see like there are some sparks of red lightning going out as well. Now, I am going to assume this is something related to Red Death in some way. Maybe it's like a Red Death lightning storm. Maybe it's just a storm Red Death is putting out. I don't know what it could be, but I'm going to assume it could be something related to Red Death. As I said, whether it's a storm, whether it's Red Death's arrival, or it's just, something, spooky is going around in Central City with these, red lightnings going around everywhere. And then this could obviously bring in Red Death towards the end of the episode. Something like that could happen as well. Now, in the next shot, we do have Iris and Barry having a little bit of intimacy, as we could see. So what could be going on over here? We know Barry and Iris have been trying for a child for a while now. So I think, well, it's definitely going to happen this season. We know that for a fact because this is the final season. Iris is going to become pregnant in some way, shape, or form. So once again, they're just following through with the storyline, I guess. And baby Nora is going to be coming soon. So this could be like, this is obviously the very early stages. We're gonna have Iris getting pregnant eventually, and yeah, I'm interested to see this next chapter for West Allen as well. Now, we do then have Joe saying the following: "You have been through a lot in 9 years, and I'm very proud of you." Now, this could be two different things. Either A, Joe could be congratulating, as he is looking very proud. So he could be congratulating because Iris could be pregnant. That could be one option, although I doubt it. This could be maybe, Joe leaving somewhere, because we do know that Jesse L. Martin will only be in 5 episodes this whole season. So maybe this is him going on like a break, and he's like, giving his goodbye or something like that. Whatever it could be. Now, we do then get our first look of one of our new rogues. Now, this one is very hard to point out. Now, you could see it's a cloaked figure, so this would lead you to assume that it's Hartley Rathaway, but it isn't, because this is clearly a female body, and you do obviously see the long red hair as well if you put it in slow motion. So this is someone else. They're holding a weapon. I don't know who it could be. Now, the person in front, it's hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure is Goldface. So I'm going to assume this will be like Aminette Black, maybe. I know the red hair doesn't really match with Aminette Black, but it could be a new look. If it's not Aminette Black, I don't know who it could be. It could just be a new rogue. It could be someone else, part of the new rogues. Obviously, that is an option as well. But it seems like whoever's in front, it looks to be Goldface. However, I could be wrong about that as well. Now, we do then have Barry saying it's not over yet, in which we then cut to this like dreamy looking forest shot, and this is actually very, very similar. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a reuse shot, to be honest. It could be, but it could also be new footage. But this is actually similar to something we've actually seen in season 6 episode 13, where obviously Barry was in Grodd's mind, I believe, or something like that, and like he had to project his consciousness into this like gorilla city, and like we had this like very, very dreamy looking sequence. This is probably that, or it could just be them recreating this or something like that. I don't know, but this is something related to Grodd, and we're going to talk about this right now. So we do have Barry later on in the woods, and he has his mask out. He's talking to someone, and he says, "I need your help to save the world." And you can see Barry is talking to someone way taller than him. He's looking up. So I'm going to assume he's talking to Gorilla Grodd over here. We do know that post-crisis it's Gorilla Grodd and the Flash that are now allies, no longer Solovar. So it seems like we are getting Grodd back, which is really, really cool. It seems like he's going to be a returning character, and this was a character a lot of people wanted to see as well. So it does seem like we are actually getting Grodd back, and from memory, I do believe that Gorilla City was on Earth Prime now. So yeah, more of a reason to why this could be Grodd that Barry is talking to over here. Now, in the previous shot, which I did not mention, we do have Barry waking up from like this like nightmare, like his heart, he's like, you know, breathing very, very heavily. Now, either this is a nightmare related to Red Death, so it could be a Red Death related vision which Barry is able to see. So this could be maybe Red Death's arrival, which he gets like a vision of, or maybe it's like some Speed Force thing which like links them both, and that's how Barry gets this nightmare. Or it could also be Gorilla City. As I said, we did have this like Dream Force shot earlier on, so this could be Barry seeing something from there, and that's why he goes to Gorilla City and talks to Grodd. That could be a possibility as well. Now, in the next shot, we do have Barry talking to another returning character. Now, this is Hartley Rathaway, who obviously we haven't seen since season 6, and through set photos, we did know that he was going to be in this season. But Hartley says, "I have nothing to live for." So this means that something tragic has happened to Hartley. I'm assuming it could be something bad that happened to Roderick, who was his boyfriend in season 6. So maybe he died or something like that, and that's why Hartley's saying this. But obviously Barry then says, "Yes, you do. Let me show you." I can't really tell where they're at, but there's a lot of blue lighting, and there's also like red as well. So there's a lot of like police around, but we do have the Flash and Pied Piper together. So it will be interesting to see whatever's going on over here. Now, we do then have Owen Mercer, aka the new Captain Boomerang. And like he's cut something, and he's obviously trying to steal something. And then later on, we do have the Flash Iris versus Captain Boomerang. Now, this was the scene we've seen through set photos, where obviously Captain Boomerang steals this machine, and he's obviously doing something, and then Barry like phases it or something along those lines. I can't exactly remember what it was, but this was the scene we've seen through set photos, and this is presumably when Captain Boomerang gets defeated. But yeah, we do know that this is a post-crisis version of Captain Boomerang. So this one, he breaks out of prison, and this is totally unrelated to the original Captain Boomerang. This is a post-crisis Captain Boomerang, and as we know, he's very, very comic book accurate in terms of his costume and like the way he looks. So that is really, really cool. We do see the massive device from set photos towards the right hand side of the shot as well. More of a reason to why this is the shot we've seen in the set photos before. Now, someone does then say "Run Barry Run." I can't tell who this is. I want to say it's Chillblaine because I don't really know anyone else with that voice, but also knows Barry's identity, so I'm going to say it's Chillblaine. However, I could be wrong about that. But next up, we do have like a couple of reuse shots, but then after that, we do have like, you know, something going on with Caitlin's transformation in the cryopod. Like we do see the cryopod now in the speed lab, and this is once again, this is like Caitlin's transformation into this new Killer Frost, I'm assuming. And then we do have her like hand sticking out as well. As I said, this is probably her slowly transforming into Killer Frost. I know she did get out in the season 8's ending, so it will be interesting to see how she got back inside. Maybe Chillblaine just threw her back in. I don't know. I guess we will have to wait and see. Now we do also have this shot of Barry and Chillblaine at the bar, and like, you know, Chillblaine, he's looking angry and Barry is essentially calming him down. Now this could either be Chillblaine panicking because obviously something's gone wrong with Caitlyn and he's like blaming himself for it, and maybe Barry is just trying to calm him down, or it could be another reason as well. Now next up we have the legend himself, Goldface, getting ready to fight. Now obviously Goldface was another returning character we knew was coming back. You guys saw my freak out for that if you guys watched my set photo breakdown on it. So glad he's back, and I hope he drops some funny lines in whichever episodes he's on, because I always have a laugh whenever he says something comedic. So yeah, Goldface is back. And then in the next shot we do have Iris with the Velocity Zero gun from Armageddon. Now for those who don't remember what that was, it was essentially a gun to slow down speedsters. Now this was during the scene in season 8 episode 4 where future Batwoman and future Iris were talking to each other, and future Batwoman gives Iris this weapon to slow down the speedster, and Batwoman mentions they used it to take down the lady in red. So it seems like they're using this Velocity Zero gun against Red Death by the looks of it. So obviously this is going to be in present day. We do know that Luke Fox is the one that makes the gun, so presumably Batwoman is going to be around in this episode. Otherwise, how else would Iris be able to have hold of this weapon? But next up we do have this cloaked figure in Central City Citizens. Now I'm not gonna lie, at first I thought this was the Spectre, but sadly it is not. I wish it was, but sadly it's not. Presumably it's going to be another like meta or a rogue. No idea who it is, but yeah, it's just a cloaked figure in Central City Citizen. But next up we do actually have quite an interesting character. Now this character we haven't seen before, but this is actually Murmur. Now you guys would find that name very familiar if you've watched Arrow. This character was an Arrow, however this one is a post-crisis version of Murmur. So just like Captain Boomerang, this version of Murmur is a replacement of Murmur from Arrow essentially. But yeah, next up we have Chester just looking afraid on comm, so presumably something bad has just happened. Barry and Cecile are hugging, so this, and you know, they seem very happy. So I want to say Iris announces that she gets pregnant or something like that, but once again I could be very wrong about that. But next up we do have like Barry and Iris in some sort of party or like a date night. Once again they're having their time. And lastly we do have Barry in Star Labs, most specifically in the lounge, fully suited up, and he says let's do this one last time. Presumably he's facing off against the Red Death, or about to face off against the Red Death over here. So yeah, very interesting stuff, and really cool, you know, teases they put into this trailer. Is very short, but hopefully we will get a longer trailer in a month's time. But this did the job for now. It was a sweet trailer. It did give us a bunch of new footage and like a lot of first looks, and I am excited. It's going to be very emotional. It started to hit already just from this trailer. Yeah, the Flash just couldn't come any sooner. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought about this trailer as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.